People keep asking me what the secret is to making real money in a world that feels like it is constantly falling apart. I tell them the truth, but nobody wants to hear it because the truth is boring. They want a magic ticker symbol. They want a crypto coin that will go to the moon. They want some insider tip from a guy in a suit who has never actually built anything in his life. But look at the news today. The president is having these intense, high-stakes conversations about war, about blockades, about energy security. It is chaos, right? But if you look at the math, it is just a giant, ugly lesson in supply and demand. Let us talk about your money for a second, because if you are not paying attention to what is happening in the global energy market, you are essentially letting the world set fire to your net worth while you sit there and watch Netflix. Every time you ignore how energy gets from the ground to your gas tank, you are choosing to be a victim of circumstance. The president is talking about the circle of death, about blockading straits, about the possibility of full-scale conflict. Do you think that is just politics? No, that is a direct threat to the price of every single thing you buy. Transportation costs are the hidden tax on every item in your grocery cart. If the price of oil goes up, the price of milk goes up, the price of your commute goes up, and your ability to save money goes down. Every single uncalculated, unnecessary consumption habit you have is like you personally firing an employee who is supposed to be working for your future. You are out there buying things you do not need, using money you do not have, to impress people you do not even like, while the geopolitical foundation of the global economy is shifting under your feet. Think about the math of your life. If you make $30 an hour and you spend $3,000 on a useless luxury item, you just spent 100 hours of your actual living, breathing human existence on a piece of plastic or a name brand logo that will be worthless in 3 years. That is 2.5 weeks of your life, gone traded for something that does not pay you back. That is the definition of financial suicide. Now, look at what the big players are doing. The majors like Exxon and Shell are moving back to Alaska. They are drilling. They are realizing that relying on long, dangerous shipping lanes in the Middle East is not just a strategic risk. It is an economic disaster. It takes 35 days to get oil from the Strait of Hormuz, and only 8 days from Alaska. That is a massive difference in efficiency. That is supply chain stability. That is where the smart money is going. Why are you still betting on the old fragile system? The Chinese economy is slowing down. They are hitting 4-year lows in spending, and their real estate market is crumbling because the oil shock is hitting them right in the face. They are being squeezed. And if you are an investor, you need to understand that the U.S. Treasury yields are hitting 20-year highs. That is a warning siren. It is telling you that the era of cheap, easy money is over. It is not coming back. Stop waiting for the Fed to save you. Stop waiting for a handout. Start looking at the sectors that actually hold the world together. Energy, infrastructure, logistics. These are the boring, unsexy, non-glamorous industries that build real wealth over decades, not days. The president is giving the situation a chance to resolve. Sure, but he is also keeping the military ready to go at a moment's notice. That tells me everything I need to know about the current environment. It is volatile, it is unpredictable, and in volatility, most people panic and sell at the bottom. The smart few, they stay patient. They build their cash reserves. They wait for the opportunity to buy assets when everyone else is running for the hills. I hear a lot of people talking about the USS Ford or these military deployments, like it is just some action movie. These sailors are working 330 days in a row, dealing with record, setting stress, performing at a high level of professionalism. They have a mission. Do you have a mission for your money, or is your financial plan just hoping that nothing goes wrong? Hope is not a strategy. Hope is a gambling addiction. If your plan relies on the world staying peaceful, on gas prices staying low, on the market always going up, you are one bad news cycle away from being broke. You need to build a system that is anti-fragile. That means you keep your overhead low. That means you keep your debt to zero. That means you hold assets that produce value regardless of who is in the White House or what is happening in the Middle East. The world is noisy. The media wants you to be scared because scared people consume more. They scroll more. They panic buy more. They want you to think that the world is ending so you do not look at your own bank statement. Do not fall for it. Look at the facts. The military-industrial complex is ramping up. The private sector is being invited to step up. The energy sector is realigning to the Western Hemisphere. These are massive structural changes. If you are sitting on the sidelines, you are being left behind. If you are over-leveraged in speculative garbage, you are about to get wiped out. And if you are waiting for a clear signal before you act, you are already too late. Wealth is not about how much you make when things are easy. Wealth is about how much you keep when the walls start closing in. When I was younger, I thought I needed to be everywhere at once. I wanted to trade daily. I wanted to jump on every trend. I thought I was smart. I was just busy. I was burning through my own time, through my own mental energy. For a few percentage points of gain that got eaten up by fees and taxes and my own bad decision making. Then I learned the power of doing nothing. I learned that the most profitable thing you can do is often to sit on your hands and let compounding do the heavy lifting while everyone else is running in circles. It sounds crazy. But the hardest thing to do is to be bored while you get rich. Everyone wants the hustle. They want the grind. They want to feel like they are doing something important every single day. But real wealth is silent. It is not built in the Situation Room, and it is not built on a cable news channel. It is built in the quiet, consistent choices you make every single month. It is built by investing in things that matter, not things that make headlines. Look at the defense companies. They are deploying robotic mine hunters, next-generation sonar, and remote control vessels. This is the future of conflict. It is tech-heavy, it is automated, and it is expensive. The money is going there, but you do not need to be a defense contractor to benefit from this shift. You just need to be smart enough to recognize where the value is being protected. The reality is that we are in a transition period. The old order is being challenged. The supply chains are being rerouted. The price of energy is the price of civilization. If you ignore that, you are ignoring the heartbeat of the entire global economy. Stop looking for get-rich, quick schemes. Stop looking for the next meme stock. Start looking at the real world. Look at the supply of oil. Look at the movement of goods. Look at the cost of living. And then look at your own life. How much of your day is spent on things that actually move the needle for your net worth? How much of your money is tied up in things that are just decaying assets? It is time to get serious. It is time to cut the fat. If you are still waiting for permission to take control of your financial life, consider this your wake-up call. The president is having the hard conversations. You need to have them with yourself. Are you ready to be independent? Are you ready to stop being a consumer and start being a capital allocator? Because if you are not, the next wave of volatility is going to treat you like a statistic. It is not about luck. It is about preparation. It is about understanding the math. It is about having the discipline to stay the course when everyone else is losing their mind. Stay boring. Stay patient. Keep your eyes on the long-term objective. Do not let the noise distract you from the signal. The signal is simple. The world is changing, and you need to change with it. You need to be more resilient, more informed, and more disciplined than ever before. Take a look at your portfolio. Take a look at your spending. Is it built to survive a storm, or is it built to melt away at the first sign of trouble? Be honest with yourself. That is the only way forward. Peace. I am done with the panic. I am done with the noise. I am focused on the math. Everything else is just background static. You have the power to change your trajectory right now. It starts with one decision. It starts with one cut to your expenses. It starts with one smart, boring, long-term investment. Do it, stop talking about it, and do it. The market does not care about your feelings. The market does not care about your excuses. The market only cares about value. Make yourself valuable. Make your assets valuable. That is the only way to win in the long run. It is not about beating the market. It is about building a life that the market cannot destroy. Think about the resources being deployed right now. Think about the ships, the planes, the troops, the massive logistics effort. That is massive energy consumption. Where is that coming from? It is coming from the reserves, from the producers, from the infrastructure that we keep taking for granted. When the demand goes up, the price goes up. This is not rocket science. This is basic arithmetic. If you understand this, you understand more about the economy than 90% of the people on social media. Use that knowledge, position yourself accordingly. Do not be the one holding the bag when the reality check hits. Stay